Welcome back. Now, following the devastating floods that damaged infrastructure in KwaZulu-Natal, community members are carrying out their own repairs. Following the reopening of Pompeni Bridge in Shallcross, the community-led team took another massive task of rebuilding the Hans Detman Bridge. The bridge reopens today, and ENCA senior reporter Desen Tatia is following that story and joins us now. So Desen, let me get this straight. This is the second bridge that the community said, we can't wait for help to come from elsewhere. We need this bridge, and let's see what we can do together and fix it and have it reopened.
That's exactly what it is. And you know, Tula, sometimes you become, I guess, a victim of your own success. And that's what may have happened to the Pompeni River Bridge project team, because they had first built that bridge is about 8 kilometers east of where I am. And then it was this community here in North Dean that needed their assistance. And that's how this project came to be. So what you're seeing now was almost completely broken, which was severely interrupting the traffic flow in and around this area. What that effectively meant was that people were severely delayed when they were going to work and coming back from work. Traffic was an absolute nightmare in this area, and it just became a problem. So although there were requests, as I understand it, to get authorities in, that's normally what happens in communities where they try to get the assistance of either the municipality or the Department of Transport. It seemed like the help wasn't coming fast enough. So eventually, this is what it had to come down to: a group of business people, others, community members, interested parties, all of those who formed that initial project team. They got together and decided to help out this community. So let me now bring in Marcus Richards. He speaks for that Pompeni River Bridge project team. Marcus, as I said to my colleague, I guess sometimes you become a victim of your own success. How did it come to be that you got down to work here before the authorities did?
Basically, the Sunday we opened the Pompeni Bridge on Mother's Day, we approached by Mr. Gerald Subramani, who's a leader from the Northern community, came to us and asked us for assistance. We told him to formalize the process, go through to DOT and Sandral in writing via the ward councillor, and get some sort of commitment or permission from them or commitment as to when this bridge would be repaired. As you rightly said, it's a crucial or a major arterial thoroughfare for 12 residents and suburbs surrounding this area, as much as a business hub. Nothing was forthcoming. He came to us last week, Wednesday, to say nothing was done. This is now becoming an actual crisis, because 80 kids from here go to school in Wingen Heights, in Shallcross and Marklands. Yeah. And it was a crisis. We met, we formalized everything, we hit the ground running on Saturday morning.
You've basically put this together in a week. I mean, I'll show our viewers exactly what it looked like and how much work would have gone into this while we continue to chat. Mm-hmm. Now, where does this leave you in terms of, on the one hand, yes, we know that it's a responsibility of these departments that are meant to do this. Does this mean that anyone can just get together and build a bridge? Or, I mean, the question I guess many people will be asking is, what kind of work went into this, and how safe is it?
The bridge is absolutely safe. First and foremost, the actual bridge itself was deemed to be structurally stable. The surrounding areas, or the approachways on both sides, was basically washed away. So it meant we had to do what we did at Pompeni, is to fill up the proper material, your bedrock, compact and roll, fill up with what they call G2 or G5, and then the tarring, obviously, which goes on top. So everything we did at Pompeni Bridge was done here with the buy-in from consulting engineers, who should remain anonymous at the stage. Like you said, DOT and Sandral, whose jurisdiction is this, didn't come to the party whatsoever. So we had to do something, but this bridge is safe, this bridge is sound, and this bridge is stable, guaranteed.
No, it's an amazing effort. If this were to be done, or if you had to quantify the cost that went into this, what would you put it at?
Basically, the machinery that we had at Pompeni and here was about between 15 and 20 million on this side. Pompeni was 15 million. This was 20 million rand machinery we had on site. We paid an X amount per day. Council pays 4 times that amount to their contractors for the similar machinery we had on here. Remember, they're using contractors. They bring in all their stuff. So the cost would have quadrupled to what they do and what we did. We did it with a minimum budget via our sponsors and businessmen around the area and the local community. So they basically not only waste time, they also waste a lot of taxpayers' money in the manner in which they go about getting tenders and awarding tenders. So we did it directly, I think we did it in the most cost-effective and the shortest space of time possible.
So I guess this means that as people are watching this and as people hear about this, you're probably going to be getting a lot more calls, Marcus.
We don't have a problem with that. The thing is, like I said, South Africa is now, my last with news from Africa, South Africa is now a failed state. There's no two ways about it. Our president has got all this major cloud hanging over his head. Our municipality is defunct. We tried to knock on the door of Sandral and DOT. They've all of a sudden, every one of them have become tone deaf, and the cell phones are either on completely off or they got power outages wherever they live. But that's actually what it is. It means the communities now have to empower themselves and take charge of what's around them. We've got, at the moment, in Shallcross and surrounding areas, major water issues, major electrical outages. Yeah. What do? Do you sit back and wait for government to come and rescue you? They're not going to come across and riding on our white horse. We get on our horses and we charge to where we need it, and that's what we do.
Lovely effort, Marcus Richards. Thank you so much for that. Tulas, I guess that is the message here then. You know, more and more communities are taking this approach. They're saying that we just can't wait. We need to get things done because ultimately it's our lives that are being affected. So this bridge will officially be reopened shortly at about 4 o'clock. And after that, this community will be able to make use of it as they get to work tomorrow and in the days ahead.
Yeah, and some pretty strong words there and a strong assessment of the state of South Africa there with your guest there in that conversation. That's senior ENCA reporter Desin Tatia there, joining us from Pompeni area of Shallcross in KwaZulu-Natal.